Chapter 18, Branded. It was a warm Saturday night in August, a few days before the shelter tour kicks off. Linda and I had just finished dinner and we were strolling down Prospect Street in La Jolla, where our car was parked, when a commotion arose in front of us. I looked across the street and saw people pointing at our side at a spot about 25 yards ahead. The tourist crush in front of us slowed and then oozed to the sidelines, revealing a roving band of Krishnas coming our way. They're chanting and dancing, playing drums and cymbals. Saffron robes swayed and billowed as the lead dancers performed a bobbing, twisting motion, like pogo dancing at a cotillion. Two-headed drums were beating odd rhythms, sometimes syncopated, sometimes aggressive. The cymbals ensured that everyone was busy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lynn and I recognized from the chanting from the ceremonies we had seen at the temple, and we were in no mood to be any part of it. But it was too late to do anything but press on. We wanted to pass him without interaction, like two waves on a pond going in different directions. But I had to look. Sweaty, shaved heads with noses smeared in mustard paste, bouncing erratically to strange music. I felt a defiance coming from them, a force that creates a sharp difference between them and everything else. I tasted a world of difference that they didn't want bridged. Their superiority was clear to them. Like a wreck on the road, I can't resist looking at the faces in the Krishna crowd. Then I saw something I always hoped I would remain a bad dream. Crap, I spit the word out. What? Linda asked. Look, it's Vic. No, it can't be, he promised. But it was Vic. He was one of them, with his Tulasi bead necklace, a shaved head, a shika ponytail, dressed in flowing saffron robes. The ugly tilak painted on his once beautiful face branded him as a full-on Krishna. The day before the tour was to start, Vic drove to RB to leave the Yuga with us. The plan was that Linda would drive him back to the temple after a little visit. While she waited for Vic, Linda sat in the side yard with Ruby, a neighbor. When Vic got there, he apparently noticed Ruby and so waited till she left before presenting himself and his freshly shaved head. You promised you wouldn't shave your head, Linda. Linda's pain cracks her voice. But I had to. Why'd you sit out there all this time? I didn't want to scare the neighbors. He scared his mother instead. Seeing him up close, she knew immediately that the battle had been lost. Blinded by hope, I still wasn't convinced. He was always fiddling with his hair, from metal-head flowing locks to ratty dreadlocks to a shaved head, sort of in style with the type of music he was into. Linda saw it for what it was, the end of a transformation. Our butterfly had turned into a caterpillar. Linda drove Vic back to the temple. She wanted him to have something that would remind him of his family and his past while he was away on tour that was planned to last for several months. She decided to bring along Vic's kitty cat. Kitty is a little rag doll that Vic had since he was a little boy. Made for him by his mom. It was made for him by my mom, his grandma Jean. Linda had maintained it through the early years, replacing buttoned eyes and felt ears as needed. Vic's kitty was based on the kitty cat that I had as a child. My mom made that one for me. I have it to this day. My kitty cat is white with a red vest. Vic's was blue with a dark blue vest. Linda parked the car at the curb on Grand Avenue in front of the temple. She cried as she gave Kitty to Vic, explaining how she wanted him to always have something from home with him wherever he goes. She sobbed as she held Vic close, always fearful for the future. Despite all the change, there was still so much that was the same, so much that connects us. She never left the safety of the car. She didn't want any of them to see her weakness or feel her pain. Vic took Kitty as he left her and made yet another hollow promise, later discarding Kitty along with our hopes.